Welcome to the Morning Mayhem Show with the morning crew, Tomlin and Mama Manny.
And your host, Jim Amato.
Good morning, Woodland, and welcome to Thursday, quite possibly the last day of the week, February 3rd, and it is a B day. We'll see how tomorrow goes, which will be an A day, or it won't exist in our schedule anymore, and it'll just go to the end of the school year when we get out in August. Don't forget that we have a lot of things going on this week and next week. One of the things you have going on is the Hometown Pizza donation, where you go and buy pizza from Hometown Pizza, and the class of 2025 will be the lovely recipients of that. It's tonight. So if you're looking for some pizza right before an ice storm, feel free to call Hometown Pizza. Order that and make money for the classes. That's the way to do it. Give back to the community. And next weekend, we have the one-act play that goes wrong. It's $15 per ticket. Make sure that you call. You can call here, 203-881-5551, and ask for ticket sales. Make sure you get those pre-ordered so that you have a seat reserved, because it's going to be a packed house. And on February 7th, Monday, it is Jersey Day. Wear your favorite team jerseys. Does it matter what, if it's college? They can't see, yeah.
Jerseys.
Okay, you turned down the wrong one right there. That was me. You're here. You're on green. And then Chipotle is going to be hosting a fundraiser for the National Honor Society, and that's March 1st. So you have some time, but you do have some pizza and Chipotle opportunities out there. There's plenty of food on all of these things we have. The class of 2025 is also supporting a rose sale, a flower sale, probably carnations, probably not roses. $3 per. There's only going to be a few of them around, so make sure that you buy those and send it to someone that's special in your heart. There's a lot that goes on Valentine's Day. And the Deck of Feedback PB&J drive is still going on. I've seen people carrying jars of peanut butter and jelly, so that's pretty good. And you got to finish that up by next Tuesday, February 8th. So the advisory with the most donations will win a Dunkin' party. Now, don't forget, you don't have opportunity to bring those in tomorrow, so make sure that you have them in today. And if you don't have them today, I guess you have Monday. You can do it Monday. Don't forget about the animal shelter donation drive. Let's get those toys and cat food and blankets. We heard Connor yesterday telling us everything that those animals need in the animal shelters. Just because you don't have an animal at home doesn't mean you can't take care of an animal that's in need. Get those donations in now. Bring those to a senior advisory. The senior advisories are actually competing for the most donations to get a pizza party. So help them out, and maybe they'll give you some pizza. Plenty of books to read. If you're interested, go to the Media Center. They have some suggestions for you. And if you're there, feel free to ask Mrs. Smith or Miss D. Alexander for some choices. They have the knowledge. And don't forget to listen to us every morning at 7:15 a.m. or thereabouts. All right, time now for the news. T-minus 60 with Tomlin.
All right, a couple random top stories to start your day. First off, U.S. Special Forces carried out what the Pentagon said was a large-scale counterterrorism raid in northwestern Syria early Thursday. Residents said helicopters flew overhead and U.S. forces clashed with gunmen for more than 2 hours around a two-story house surrounded by olive trees. President Putin heads to China. So as
he's going to take over China now? He's parking some tanks on their border?
You do what you can. So as we get ready to start the Olympics, a number of Western nations, their governments are boycotting attending the Olympics. They've sent their teams. However, the governments will not be attending. President Putin, however, made a show of attending. So while American and European officials may be staying away from the Beijing Winter Olympics because of human rights concerns, Russian President Vladimir Putin will be on hand, even as tensions soar over his buildup of troops along his country border with Ukraine. This is seen as a way for China and Russia to bolster their ties. Big news yesterday. The Washington football team now has a brand new name, the Washington Commanders. Taking the internet by storm, the amount of criticisms over this brand new team.
It sounds like something out of the old G.I. Joe cartoon from the 80s.
Yeah, I do like
it's Washington Commander.
I like their crest. I like their uniforms. There's a lot.
Are they
of
keeping the
mixed
same
feelings.
color scheme?
Same color scheme. So they have.
I thought maybe they would red, white, and blue.
No, they have burgundy. They have
flags on
burgundy
their
and
helmets.
gold and all white, and then their alt jersey is a all black and yellow jersey. Looks very military. Military bars over all the numbers and the names.
Hence,
Commanders. I do like.
It sounds like more of an arena football team than it does an NFL team.
I agree.
So there was a number of criticisms of it. Number one,
Roller
it
derby
sounds
team, maybe.
very, very, arena league. Doesn't really sound where some of the other names.
Like a good name for a team is like Dolphins, like any type of aquatic mammal really makes sense for an NFL team.
I did not know
I can see where people are getting upset with Commanders.
I did not know this until yesterday. Every NFL team ends with an S.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't pause and have those. But that was just
As you're thinking
I was thinking about it. So
because
loud.
One of the criticisms was there was one name that didn't end with an S. And this guy was arguing that they would have been standout and they would have been different. And it took me like 5 minutes to think they do all end with S's. Up next, Book of Boba Fett continues with one episode to go. I don't want to spoil.
Don't spoil. I didn't watch it.
Old characters return, new characters appear, things happen. All right. You're Miami Dolphins.
That's a great update. Yeah, I guess that's the only way to give them without spoilers.
Miami Dolphins. It looks like they're on the cusp of hiring Mike McDaniels to be their next head coach. No?
No, I don't want to even talk about it.
Okay. Up next, most hotly anticipated streaming series of 2022. It will come back on February 18th. Space Force season 2.
That's a fun show.
All right. And we'll end with some football news for those of you who are gambling. Those who make their decisions have decided that the LA Rams will win the Super Bowl. And they're basing this on the fact that since 2015, we've had 17 Super Bowls. In those 17 Super Bowls, the team wearing their white jersey has won 14 times. The Bengals, being the quote-unquote home team, selected to wear their home colors, leaving the Rams in their whites. Therefore, many people believe that the Rams will win.
Burrow is going to break through. He's going to break that tradition. I have a feeling.
I'm okay with that.
With McPherson's help.
With McPherson, who's going to kick like a 70-yard field goal.
There you go.
And that's the news. T-60 with Tomlin. I almost called it sports because of all the sports talk we had. Over the sports desk with Mama Manning.
All right. Good morning. Good morning. Woodlands wrestler.
Yes.
Elias Sturdivant. He won again yesterday.
All right.
Against New Milford. He had a pin in the second period. Good job, Elias. We have 2 games, 2 events scheduled for tomorrow. I don't know if they're going to be held. We'll see. But we still have on the docket for Friday, girls basketball, home against Derby with a varsity 5 p.m. start. We have boys swim and dive away Friday at Torrington with a 7:30 start. We'll see if those get changed. Good luck, athletes.
All right. And that's the sports with Mama Manning. Our guest this morning is Athlete of the Week, Casey Mulligan. Woo! Good morning. How are you doing? Good. Good. So you've had a big week. Earlier, you had that buzzer beater that was going on. I think that's one of the reasons why you're Athlete of the Week. But I think the biggest reason is your consistency on the floor and everything that you've been contributing to the team. How's this season been going?
It's been going good. We won that big game against St. Paul. That was big for the division. And we beat Seymour home too. That was big. We're 12-4 right now, I think. 11-4, something like that. Which puts us in the playoffs and stays. So it's a pretty good season so far.
Fantastic. I have your stats. You are averaging 19 points over the last 6 games. See, she didn't even know. That's a sign of a really good athlete. They don't pay attention to their own stats. You scored 20 points and had 13 rebounds in your double overtime upset over St. Paul. Phenomenal. And we have that video.
Yeah, and that game was seeming a little touch and go there. It was back and forth a good portion of the night. And then you had the huddle that was going on. They're going to take you through what we were seeing from Hawk Headlines from the live broadcast, and then you can tell us what was going on in the huddle.
So you had a timeout.
I mean, the Hawks really got to be a 3 here or bust. You can't shoot a 2 and then foul because it gives St. Paul a chance to come down and shoot 2 with the double bonus. So box set here for the Hawks. Screens for Mulligan and Starzyski. Casey step back 3 on the way. It's good! The clock doesn't stop. What a shot. Coming back from the perfect play, the perfect screen. 16-point deficit, if I'm not mistaken. And now this game's headed to overtime.
All right, so right there was a 16-point deficit. So when you guys were down by 3 and in that huddle, what was the coach calling up?
Well, we needed 3 because we were down by 3, obviously. And we had 2 of our Andra was out and Gabby fouled out. So she called the play. We were set up in a box, and Peyton came up and said it's supposed to set a screen for me. Lindsay comes up and set a screen for Ireland, and we're looking for me on the wing. But if I don't get it, then I'm supposed to give it back to Riley, who's coming in from out of bounds, and she's shooting. And I didn't see her, so then I was gonna shoot it from the elbow corner or the corner, but then I airballed the first time I shot it there. So I moved up the 3-point line, and yeah, that shot it. But usually I'm not the one that shoots the threes. It's more of the rest of my team. I more drive, so that was interesting that she said I was shooting it, but went in with confidence.
That's the way to do it. And you did take that side step because you had a defender running at you as well.
She was in my face the whole game, so I had to step back.
So right on that release point, as you're putting it, you got your follow through, you're watching the ball. When did you know it was going in?
When it went in, I didn't think it was going in at first. I watched it. I was really hoping it went in, and everyone else probably didn't think it was going in either because it didn't look like it was, and then just kind of went in.
I think it's nothing but net.
Yeah.
That thing fell right to the bottom. You drained it.
Yeah. Then I got a little too confident in overtime and airballed, but it's fine.
It happens. It happens. So at that point now, it's the 16-point deficit. You guys come back. What was the plan going in overtime? Because you're starting to foul people out. It's double overtime. You're starting to lose people. The bench has to step up.
They have a lean bench.
They do.
Yeah, because me and Riley both had 4, I think, going into overtime.
Wow.
Or Riley had 3 going into overtime and had both of them in overtime in this first overtime. So it was really play aggressive defense, but don't foul because obviously I had 4. And then it was also they had I forgot what number, 15, I think, Nadia. They're good shooters, so we had to come up more so she couldn't shoot and the rest of them couldn't because their inside wasn't as strong. So it was more just kind of pressure the defense and move the ball around to get a good shot. Don't force anything because we had plenty of time.
Watch your spacing. Yeah.
And I think your offense really kind of kicked up. The entire team just started putting the basket, getting it closer. The layups were starting to drop, and defense was stout. You guys managed to play defense without many fouls in that overtime, which with people getting tired, that's usually when they're making mistakes.
Yeah. Tough on the feet.
Yeah.
You need good feet work.
Yeah, we run a lot in practice for that reason.
Well, I'm sure your other sport, soccer, helps out with that.
Yeah.
A little bit of running goes on there.
Yeah.
So you were conditioned for that. If you had to choose another sport besides basketball or soccer that you're you know what, here's a sport I haven't tried yet. Let me see how well I will do at this sport.
I think track. I was going to do it last year, but then I had other things going on. But what?
I thought tennis. Footwork.
Yeah.
Or volleyball.
I was saying volleyball.
Oh, we're fighting for you. See
I'm
that?
starting to notice a trend. If it has running,
It has to have
if there's going to be
Yeah.
running in it,
Yeah.
because
I wouldn't run. I would jump. I'm not a runner.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Well, that still involves
Well,
running.
hold on,
You have to
I was
run
gonna
before
say,
you
hold on a
jump.
second. Yeah. So you play 2 sports right now that involve you literally running all over the field
And jumping.
and jumping.
Well, not so much in soccer.
Well,
Yeah,
she
she's
can,
in the goalie,
Yeah,
but
yeah. Well, she does a lot of jumping. You're right.
Yeah, goalie. I don't have to run as much in basketball. It's just I don't know.
Constant.
Yeah.
Now, do you have any pregame rituals?
I used to get my hair braided before every game and have a monster, but like that stopped because like we don't have time. So usually when Andra's there, I shoot the last layup and then she shoots one right after me. But when she was gone, I just had the last one. So like I always shoot the second last layup or the last layup.
Is there anything that you think right before any basket you take? Is there something that you say to yourself right before you release?
I hope it goes in.
That's a good one. Let's just put that down.
That's
really good.
Let's make the T-shirts for that.
And part of attending a girls' game is listening to Mama
Yeah.
cheer you on. And don't foul.
Yeah.
She's always reminding you,
It's all
play
like-
smart.
It's all
And
here
it
every game.
works. Yeah, you hear her voice and you always respond to it. Now, in the stands, there are probably some little kids, maybe some 5-year-olds, 8-year-olds who are watching you and are thinking, I want to grow up to be like that. What advice would you have in that situation if a kid asked you, what do I need to do?
Just keep working hard. The effort will like be seen by coaches. Like just try to work harder than everyone else, even like when it's not around them. Like put in your own work, and it's like never too late to start. So like I wasn't playing basketball as long as I've been playing soccer, but like obviously it comes kind of quickly. You just have to work hard.
Well
You ever see
said.
your mom play? I haven't either. I want to see some old video.
Me too.
All right.
All right. Well, Casey, thank you for coming on and tell us a little bit about what was going on during that game. And congratulations on your Athlete of the Week. I see many more of those in your future. And on behalf of the show, thank you for listening in as we are here every morning around 7:15 a.m.-ish. And don't forget, she's Mama Manning. He's Tomlin. I'm Amato. Good morning, Woodland.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Morning Mayhem podcast. Morning Mayhem is broadcast live from Woodland Regional High School in Beacon Falls, Connecticut, each and every school day. Follow us on Spotify, Anchor FM, or wherever you find your latest podcasts. And for more information on the show, upcoming guests, and past episodes, visit our show website, morningmayhem.show.